All right, welcome to the edition of Extreme Rules. Yes, this was a good it was cool show. When I first started watching it, this show was kind of bluffering, so I had to keep refreshing the browser and stuff. But other than that, it was cool. We started off with the New Day versus Nakamura and Cesaro. So I was like, okay, that's a good start to it. So this was a good physical match. Kofi Kingston was flying everywhere, doing all the crazy aerial moves and stuff. And Cesaro Nakamura was taking it, and they was being physical right back, and it was it was earlier in the match where I thought Cesaro could have just like, cause Big E hand was on a rope on the top rope, and Cesaro was about to suplex him, but he didn't. But luckily, Big E didn't fall in the two tables. So as the match continued, I was like, dang. I was like, if they don't win this match, that might be why. But the turning point was when Cesaro, he was just taking over, being dominant and everything. And they had just took out Big E, and then they was focusing on Kofi, because Kofi was trying to do a Hurricanrana on Cesaro, but Cesaro and Nakamura picked up Kofi on his shoulders and slammed Kofi in the tables, and they are the tag team champ. I was like, yes. I was like, finally, something new happening. I was like, whoo, okay, okay. I was like, all right, so this is cool. This is cool. It's a good start to the show. Um, Next we had Bayley versus Nikki Cross. I was like, I already know who's gonna win. Bayley is gonna win. And you know why she won? It was because of Sasha. Same thing, I mean, earlier the match was good. The turning point was when Nikki Cross had did like a neck breaker to Bayley outside the ring, and I thought maybe she might have hurt her neck or something, but she didn't. So she came back doing her little crazy little punches and stuff. And it was one point of the match where Nikki was on the outside of the ring, and she was I think she was on the apron, and then Bayley turned around, and then she was like, "Where'd she go? Where'd she go?" And then Nikki went under the ring all the way to the other side. I was like, that was pretty funny. But at the end, Bayley got the victory, so I was just like, you know what? I knew Bayley was going to win, so we couldn't say I ain't see that coming. But next match, whew, I didn't see this coming. With Rollins and Rey Mysterio, an eye for an eye match. So just to cut to the chase, just to get to the main point of this. If y'all know Rey Mysterio, he is a great wrestler. I don't think he should have agreed to the terms eye for an eye match, because it was crazy that um it was one point of the match where Rey Mysterio took the thing out his eye. So I was just like, okay, so his eye is healed. But then I'm thinking like, you know what? That might be something like, I don't know, just like that's kind of odd. He just took the patch off his eye. So once he did that, um, he broke a kendo stick, and he tried to put the kendo stick in Seth Rollins' eye, which he did a little bit, and Rollins was kind of blinded for a little while, but Rollins was just so aggressive on him, and he, man, when I tell you this was crazy, like the corner, y'all know those steel steps, the corner of that went right in his eye, and I think, well, it's no thinking, his eyeball came out. They they showed a little clip of it, but his eyeball really came out. The way they edited that video, you could see a glimpse of it, and it was so crazy that Seth Rollins actually got sick. Like, if y'all watch Extreme Rules, like, he got sick, and I was just like, yo, this is not supposed to happen. But I had to think, like they said, Extreme Rules horror show. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be remembered as one of the most gruesome matches ever in WWE history, I believe, because his eye just came out. No need for to explain. I mean, of course, it was a physical match. They was just the whole match was just basically they trying to injure the other person's eye so that they can like take it out. And I was just like, yo. But when Rollins grabbed Ray here and did that, and you could hear Ray like, no, 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 no. I'm like, man. So the conclusion of this, they gave a little update, and I think Rey Mysterio, he might be blind for the rest of his life for real. I know he went to the I know they was giving a medical update about it, but I was like, oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm like, yeah. Y'all know me. I couldn't believe that. I'm just sitting there like listening to music and then seeing that. I was just like, what the heck? Like I said, you ain't taking my eye out. I don't care. Like, look. I'm like, for all that, this match should have just been a steel cage match. I know some other people were saying that, like, it should have just been a steel cage between Rollins and Ray. That way, Rollins can't run nowhere, and they could just have a match where he can't go nowhere. But eye for an eye match. Hopefully, that's the last of those matches because that's just weird. Like, why? That's not. That's not no. That's just weird. I mean, it's just all over the place. But next we had Asuka versus Sasha Banks. This was a really physical match too, and I mean, Sasha had her in a submission. Then she was bending her arm back. Then she was bending her fingers and stuff. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm like, Sasha is always aggressive, but man, she's like ultra aggressive and something. Now, this was a good match, though. It really was. Asuka was doing some German suplexes to Sasha, and Sasha kept kicking out, and Asuka was doing those crazy kicks, and Sasha was throwing her all over the place outside the ring. He was just fighting everywhere. And the turning point of the match was when Asuka had some green mist, and instead of hitting the referee, I mean, no, instead of hitting Sasha, the green mist got the referee right in the eye. So temporarily, the referee was blind. So out of nowhere, Bayley comes in and puts on a referee shirt, and she hits Asuka in the back of her head with the women's title, and then she pins Sasha. I'm like, what in the like? How we go from an eye to someone losing an eye to Oscar getting robbed out of a time? Like, it's gonna be something gonna happen Monday. Man, look, something gonna happen Monday. They gotta explain that eye for an eye match, man. Like, oh, Rey Mysterio could be blinded forever. But I just think Oscar got robbed out of the title, and hopefully that decision doesn't stand so she can get her title back for real. Like I said, I'm all for Sasha being two belts, but not in this form. I don't think not in this form though. So hopefully they'll change the decision and stuff. And by the way, y'all, I did not watch the swamp match with Bray and Strowman. No, Bray Wyatt and Strowman. I was just like, but I did see Dolph and Drew McIntyre, and Dolph. The stipulation was it was extreme rules for him, but Drew couldn't do none of that. But I was just like, they throw each other on the table all the time and hit each other, go outside the ring and hit each other on the poles. So that's still like extreme rules. So I was saying throughout the match, thank God for Joe throughout the whole show, even during that Rey Mysterio match, because he was keeping me entertained and everything. And he was doing the same thing in this. And this was a pretty good match. I thought Drew was going to beat him like in 15 seconds, but he didn't. So Dolph, he did the rock bottom, he did a zigzag twice, hit him with the steel chair. He was getting Drew mad. Drew almost put him through the table. He had to calm his frustrations down. And once he did that, he did a Claymore kick. Just like I was just like, yep, he gonna do a Claymore kick. Just when Dolph thought he had him. And the Claymore kick for the victory. So that's how that went. I give Dolph credit. He did push Drew, but it's just too much. Like Drew McIntyre can take all that punishment. And he came out with the victory. So hats off to both competitors, and this is the first time I ain't watched the main event doing a review, but I don't know, it's just like I really wanted to see the Fiend versus Braun Strowman. If it was the Fiend versus Braun Strowman in the swamp match, and you know how the Fiend is, he might get other people up on there to face Braun, and probably could have just been something crazy, but like I said, hopefully the Fiend will come back. But that is my review for the Extreme Rules show. Extreme Rule, the Extreme Horror Show. Yeah, I guess you could say it was a horror show. So I was just like, all right, here we go. So I hope y'all like this review. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video out to everybody. Let's keep going, y'all. We almost at 1,200 subscribers. Let's just keep on growing. Let's keep on growing. And we're going to keep grinding together. It is the power of T. The power of T. The power of T. Woo!